Welcome back to Global News Morning. It's that time of the week. We like to check in with Mr. Matt Lee and talk about all things real estate. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Very well. And
Good.
anyone driving downtown in the past year or so, past couple of years, and into the future,
Mhm.
seeing a lot of condo development, and this will obviously help people get into the market. Maybe first-time buyers looking for a home, a little bit steep depending
Yeah.
on the market, and condos are a nice way in. And I can speak from
Yeah.
experience. I've always lived in a condo, and I love it.
Yeah. It's an easy living. There's a feeling to we do have these retirement buildings. We have these, kind of coming in step in buildings. We have these middle of the pack where it's like I'm really busy and I'm going to live in this style, and I think it's great. I think we have a lot of different variety, which is really nice to have. And you're right, we're building a lot more condos downtown. There's apartment buildings that are being built that look the same, but we're building a lot, and it's creating a lot of density, which is going to help the businesses downtown when things starts to open up again.
Absolutely. One of the things I remember is renting. My rent was going up, and a friend of mine says, with the amount of rent you're paying, you could be paying down a mortgage. And that's when I first got
Hmm.
into the condo market many years ago. And it is a
Yeah,
lifestyle for some, maybe not for others. If you want a backyard, obviously you can't have a private backyard, although some condos have nice open lots.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think everything is a different style of living, right? I mean, somebody can go from being on a farm to being in the condo style where they're right in the middle of the heart of the town, of the city or wherever they are. I think that it's all about style of what you want to do and how busy your life is. If all of a sudden you just want to turn a key and carry on, I mean, there's two different types of condos. There's apartment style condos, and then there's townhouse. So, if you have the townhouse style, you have the parking out front, and you have the grass out back, and the condo fees cover snow plowing, and they cover lawn maintenance. They'll cover different things in different condo complexes. Um, but yeah, I think that going through the apartment style condo or the suite style, um, there's a few things that I think that are a good idea to know before buying. And I think that, checking out a stat certificate helps that. If I was taking a buyer in to buy a condo and we ask them for the status certificate on the building will be reviewed by a lawyer. And what they do is they are actually looking for the reserve fund. They're looking for special assessments coming up because normally buildings have an engineer come in 3 to 5 years, and they should be assessing the building for projections of what's going to happen in the next 20 years. We see that this roof is 15 years old. Okay, flat roofs should last 30 to 40 years. This projection should be built this far out. An elevator is going to last X amount of years. This parking lot is going to last X amount of years. So all of these reserve fund fees not only cover the snow maintenance, the cleaning of the hallways and the common areas, but it's also building up to make sure that that is ready when that time comes for those other pieces. So we want to make sure that the reserve fund is well taken care of. The one thing that we are seeing in a few buildings, because it seems like there was a bunch of buildings built in the late 70s in the Kingston area. So you're starting to see potential of balconies. Balconies have to be assessed. And that's one of these things where you've got these concrete balconies that, cantilever out over top. So, over time, we have weather that goes from minus 30 to plus 30. And when you have that, I mean, basically, it takes a toll on everything. So we want to make sure that these assessments are happening with the building that we're purchasing, because one way or another, these repairs are going to be made. So either it comes out of the reserve fund, or they do something called a special assessment, and they give out a bill basically to every owner in the building. And they say, okay, this new repair is going to cost X amount of dollars, and we have to pay X amount of, a certain amount per person over the next 10 years. Stat certificate, estoppel certificate, same thing. So basically what they're doing is they're having those documents reviewed, which can be, 50 to 100 pages. So you're having but what you're looking for is who pays for the windows, who pays for the doors, because in certain condo townhouses, some people set up the condominium corp that it's paid for 50-50. 50% by the owner, 50% by the condo corp. Some corporations set it up that it's paid for by the condo corp, and some actually set it up so that it's actually paid for by the owner. So you want to know what your responsibilities are going into something as well. So we want to take care of those things to make sure that you know what you're getting into when you go into it. But it's one of these pieces that, when you're looking at it, it's really a good place to live, and I think that when you look at it downtown, it's, easy living where you can just kind of walk out and do your thing. I think that, we just want to make sure when we're purchasing, we want to know what we're getting into. And I think that that's the best way to go.
And for younger people looking to get into the market, the feeling of owning your own bit of property, whether it's a house or whether it's a condo, for many people, it's a great feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is a great way to start. This is a great way to retire to. There's lots of really good things to it.
Okay. Matt Lee, we thank you so much. Take care. Be well.
Thank you.
Real estate tips brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.